Welcome to Feature Friday, where we explore all the cool functions of our Roof Wizard software. Last week we dealt with the topic of underlay, where I explained that underlayment and the difference between underlay and insulation is, in terms of our software, is simply the fact that underlay is typically a single layer of an item or product, whether it's ice and water shield or a membrane of some description, or even if it was rolls of foil with fiberglass insulation attached to it. So that's all handled as a single application item. In this case, if you remember from last week, we applied partial underlay to these parts of the roof, and so I'm going to delete all those, ready for the application of insulation. About the guys in Canada, and I guess it applies to most of North America, where it gets really cold and a single layer of ice and water shield is nowhere near enough. So we would typically in that situation be looking at applying an insulation system, and the software allows you to do that, and that's the critical difference between underlay and insulation. Insulation allows you to set up an insulation system. Now, all these products that you might apply to create the system have to be defined already under setup insulation. We'll cover that off in another video. But in the event that I'm going to create an insulation system on the fly, you'll see here I'm going to add an insulation system, and I add the insulation. So I might want a foil blanket, and I might want some flame stop, whatever that is, and I might want a whole bunch of other stuff. So as you add these things to what we are describing as an insulation system, I've now got 4 separate items that create the insulation system that's to be applied to this roof. Some of it might need mechanical attachments, so I might have to add some fasteners. So we'll just throw some fasteners at it, and they're going to be 6 per square metre. So there's our system, and I can save that system away as a new system. So this is Ray's new system. Obviously you're going to give it a name that makes sense to you. Hit OK, and that's now available for me to use any other time without having to redefine it. But now that I've defined it, I'm going to apply it to the plane. So it's just a matter then of running around and applying my new insulation system to the roof. And now I've got, without having to do anything else, everything I need on that roof. And if I want to show what I've got, there are 8 planes with insulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bingo, that's all good. And if I can verify what's on a particular plane, it tells me what it is. So that's the big difference between insulation as a system within our software and membrane, which is typically underlay. That is to say, underlay is a single layer of a membrane or something similar. Well, that's about it for Feature Friday for this week. As always, read the instructions. The help files are online, help.applicad.com. And go to the cover menu, and it will describe everything you need to know in more detail about underlay and installation. And of course, if you have any trouble at all with any of this stuff, always reach out and via email or phone call, and the team will be only too pleased to help. Well, that's it for this week. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week on Feature Friday. Bye for now.